Hello, Akko here. Welcome back to FTB Infinity. I've got issues. I've run out of power. I was trying to quarry in the end. I actually put a book in the end. Check this out. First thing I did in the end was I made a silly quarry. I put a quarry boundary right out here to do the full island in one go. And of course, with the end of quarry, what it does, it checks every block, see if there's anything in it. So it's checking all these air blocks. Second aid is using power for no reason. So I made a second quarry. You can see it's done a few chunks. Let me put the chunk boundary on. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So it's done 4 chunks, and then it started on the 5th one. And that was before I went to bed. When I came on this morning, all my power had gone, so I need to upgrade my power. I've put a temporary book here. As I said, I'm going to be going to the Draconic thing. Oh, something shining over there. I'll be going to the Draconic teleporting thing this episode, I reckon. So these Mistcraft books are temporary. Not against them, I just want to do it a little bit different this time. So, I pulled my reactor down and I'm building a new one over here. And I'm building it with the future in mind. So this is still going to be a actively cooled reactor. So this is going to produce RF. But what I've done is I've built the 9x9x3 design that can create, when you change it into a passive, it can create 4,000 millibuckets a tick of steam, which can run 2 turbines. So there's the outline for turbine 1. And turbine 2 will be sat on top of that. So I'm not 100% sure how this is going to look, but that's been the plan from the start, is to have turbines coming out of all 4 sides of this castle thing. So yeah, this is going to be a well download episode, isn't it? So I need to do a bit of tidying up of this place. So I've moved these blocks down a bit. This is where the draconium core thing is going to be. So it's going to have a reactor and then a turbine feeding power into the draconium energy storage thing in the middle there, and that will be, I think, about 3 blocks above head height at the bottom of it. So it'll be pretty dominant in this central area, and then we'll have the towers going up the sides. And I'm thinking at the minute of having a big spatial storage platform up on the top, but we shall see. I'll have to do some testing with that. So what I've done here is I've made a load more of these reactor casings. I have just filled this up with liquid ender on the outside here. So the way I did that was I made this guy. Hang on a minute. Let me just turn them back to them so I can put them back into my AE system. I use this guy, floodgate, nice and easy to make, just a normal BC tank, and I use a thermal foundation gear and some iron. And what you can do with that is I just banged it on there. I've got 24 buckets worth of liquid ender into this portable tank, and you just wrench it and it pours it down there and it fills up the area. So that's very nice. I should have probably done that on camera, but I was not going to record on here today, but I thought I'd best cover this because I'm doing quite a bit of advancement, so I thought I'd best do it on camera rather than not. But I need to do it now because it needs to be done. It does need to be done. Right, what have I got going in here? You can become more flint. Just making some more glass here at the minute. This was a little setup I did before I changed things around. Like I said I was going to do, I have not processed any of the draconium ore. So out of them 4 and a bit chunks, we've got 75 draconium ore, which is very nice. Actually, if we look at draconium though, I did do a little bit of manual mining in there. I think we was at 112 and 20 odd of them. So it looks like I mined about 100 odd draconium dust just manually in the end. I just picking a few up off the surface there. I should recharge these actually, looking at my power in them. So yeah, so what I need to do actually is go into the deep dark and get a quarry going, because if you look at my yellorium, I've got 48 yellorium left and 20 ore, and if you look at my uranium, I am even worse off there, I think. 19 and 5. I've had to use quite a bit, of course, for making all these reactor casings because they all use a uranium in them, and some charcoal. What I can do now, I've got some glass, is I can make a bit more glass. I've lost count of how much I need. Let's take 8 up there. So we're nearly done with this. So what I've got is 21. So it's 9x9x3 outside dimensions, which makes it a 7x7x1 internal. So we've got 21 fuel rods, some 21 control rods. In here we're going to put liquid cryothium, which I'm going to make a little bit of in just a minute. Then on the outside of it goes the liquid ender. This is exactly the same as what I use in my Direwolf 20 video. video. In fact, this, because it runs two turbines, is how I do it all the time. This is a very efficient reactor as well. As designs go, this is probably one of the most efficient reactors you can get. I think it's very efficient. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more. Easy enough. Get myself 8 more of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6. 7, 8. And now I want some cryothium. So this is what I've been doing here. What I've got here is I've got a little water setup. Just a single weld interaction upgrade is getting me water from this everlasting water source here. I've got that going into a glacial precipitator that I just made. Thermal expansion machine, nice and straightforward to make. Usual thermal expansion stuff, bit of inverter piston. What that does is that turns water into either snowballs, snow or ice. So I'm turning it into snowballs. Got myself a jabber barrel there, so that's full of snowballs, and that's upgraded so it's got a hopper, and that's output into the back of the fluid transposer here. So the fluid transposer is getting snowballs in from the back, and I have chucked in a stack of redstone blocks into there. So what we're getting here is a lot of bliss powder. Excellent. And with the bliss powder, what I can do, I'm going to need that fluid. Do I? Yeah, I'm going to need the fluid transposer in this in a bit. So let me let that drain out. So I've done 36 blocks worth I've put in there. So that'll get me quite a bit of bliss powder. With this, I can combine it with niter redstone snowball. I've been getting niter from the nether. It's saltpeter. So I've been getting plenty of that, so that's okay. I should have quite a bit of niter in here. I've got no niter, I should have quite a bit of saltpeter. Not a massive amount. Not a massive amount. I'm going to have to get another source of that on the go, I think. So, there we go, I've run out of snowballs. Got a couple of snacks of snowballs going on. And it's dark and raining, so I should sleep. Let me quickly have a kip. We shall carry on. So yeah, quite a busy episode last episode, got a lot of stuff done. This episode's more about getting things stabilised now. So the way I'm doing things is a bit kind of unorganised, isn't it? So there we go, I've got me 2 stacks of that stuff. I can then turn that into liquid cryothium in the magma crucible. Each one of them gets me a bucket's worth, so I'm going to need 4 buckets worth, so I need 40 of these. Is going to be going into the reactor there, 4 buckets worth of that. And then what I want to do is I want to start using my cinnabar. I've only got 10 of up to now. I want to use cinnabar, and I want to put that through the fluid transposer with jelly cryothium to make some of this cinnabar stuff, this thermal expansion cinnabar, which I can then of course combine with my yellorium ore to get 4 per ore, and my uranium ore to get 4 per ore. So that is why I am making plenty of cryothium dust and bliss powder. So that needs to fill up. Need to wait for that for a while. Yeah, so I can't really do anything more with that until we've got that. So I can put these rest of the bits of glass in. I shall cut and be back in a moment. In fact, while we're waiting for that, I ain't really got the power for it at the minute, but what I should do is go and set up a quarry in the deep dark. What's really useful in the deep dark is making a thing from thermal expansion called energetic nitor, but it does constant light block updates, so it can be very laggy. I won't bother, I'll just use torches. So let's head into the deep dark then. Let's get my portal, which I think is in here. Yep. I shouldn't be taking all this stuff with me really. Let's put a few. Oh, that's a tool, isn't it? That should be my tool bag really. Let me sort things out a second. In fact, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, some weird goings on. A couple of weird things have happened. Just before I start recording, I restarted the server and the client because I was getting that little lag spike thing, and I seem to have duped my tool bag. So I've got 2 copies of that tool bag that is the same, apart from one's now got a floodgate in because I've just put the floodgate in there. So what I want to do is I want to bin that one. and so something kind of synced when I shut the server down. So that's that binned, and both my dimensional transceivers were missing. So I've just stopped myself quickly and give myself them two back because I clearly had them and they're clearly gone. So I must have not updated when the server shut down, which is really weird because I didn't think that could happen. Anyway, but as you saw, there was two tool bags and there was no dimensional transceivers, so I've just sorted that out. Right, what I can do over here now then is, in this we have got 4 buckets worth of gelid cryothium. I've just got an issue though. My portable tank is filled with water because I connected it to that. How am I going to get that out of there? I don't even know. Can I fill this up with buckets? Can I click on that? No, I can't. I have to put it into there, I can do it like that, can't I? Why can't I put a bucket in there? I can. So I have to do 1 bucket at a time. Okay. 4 little trips up here, doesn't make a big difference. I have to sort this out later, this portable tank. Silly me, I put it on there so I can put the 4 buckets worth into it, and it's connected to the water thing, and filled it with water, which is not exactly what I wanted at all. I can fasten that back to there. Yeah, I have to fill this up 4 times. Should really make a couple more buckets, but once this is done, so as you can see, they're going there. Oops, not there, lower. They go in there, and then we can cover it with glass. We do 2 more to complete, and we have got now a really efficient reactor there. And I'll show you what I'll do in a minute. So when this becomes, as I said, when it becomes passive, this will be getting the 4 bits of glass, 1, 2 down there, and the 2 on top of here. They'll be getting changed for the fluid input outputs. So instead of having a power tap on, we'll get rid of this power tap. We'll put the fluid input outputs on, and that makes it feed steam into the turbine and get steam out of the turbine instead of putting RF out. So we shall do that, and that can put that in there. And I don't think I've got a great deal of cinnabar yet, have I? Got 10. So I've already probably got too much of that made already. Let's see how much that gets us. I think each one I want to use is 2. Yeah, so I've not got enough cinnabar really to make enough of that, but what we can do with that is let's get our uranium. Well, 10, because that's all I've got. And this is all a bit messy about at the minute because I've not got it set up very efficiently. But if we put that in there with that, what you're going to see is lovely 4 ingots pair, which is very nice indeed. Excellent. So that is what we're aiming for, and that'll all be automated at some point, of course. But for now, it is a little bit messy down there, which is why I really need to focus on getting things sorted. Once I've got this deep dark quarry running, and that it's become a multi-block, we are now ready to go. What I want to do with this is, I've been messing around. I'm using a big reactor simulator. It's what's the base URL for it? I'll put it into chat for you. Big reactor simulator is this. There, br.sidoh.org, and you can create your reactors on that. So what I've worked out is about 61% on the control rod insertion. 61% seems to be the most efficient for this. So what I can do is, I need to put my little setup over here for it turning on and off, which is still down there, so I'll get that done at some point. But what I can do for now is grab all my uranium and my uranium. Not got much of this at all, that's why I need to get the quarry going, of course. And we'll grab that I've just got over there as well. So nice 44 of that. And this is probably going to swallow all this because there's a lot of rods to fill. So yeah, look, it's took all that, and it's took nearly all of that. And what we've got now is that's full, excellent, and that, yeah, set to 61%. So if I turn this guy on, we should be getting 9,000 RF a tick. So that's filling up a lot quicker. that is using a lot more than I expected it to. I've done something wrong, I think. Let me check what's going on. I know what's wrong then. One thing is I set this before I'd put the fuel rods in, so I didn't set that right. I've actually changed it to 80 because the higher these insertion is, the less power it puts out, but the more efficient it is. And at the minute, with it set at 80, it's going to give me about 2.6 thousand RF a tick, which is going to be enough. The other thing is, I've just checked the config, and it's the config on FTB Infinity is set to 8 on the fuel use multiplier, so they must have decided to use more fuel, which is fine by me. And now I know that I know, so it uses a lot more fuel than the planner says it should. So with them set to 80%, it's going to run at about 2.6, as you can see there, and that's running at 8 times the base, which is about 0.05, that looks about right, doesn't it? 0.04. According to the planet, it's at 0.03. So it's not using too bad. Yeah, so when I first started it up, what you was getting it with 0 insertion, which was putting out a full 9,000 RF a tick, but using a lot more fuel, so we don't need it to use that much. So what I need to do now is set my... I'll turn that off for now. There we go. What I need to do now is set my control on the side there. I might have to... Part of me thinks maybe I'll go with red net, but it's going to be on a turbine pretty soon anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just use the same state cell thing there. So now let's head to the deep dark. Where do I want my portal? I guess is the first question we need to answer. Where do I want my portal? Should I have it in the middle of there? I mean, I'm going to need a way into this, which I've not considered. Do I want a way into there? Nah. Doesn't matter where you put this, you can always move it, don't really make a big deal. These, by the way, future plan, each one of these bays will have a quantum bridge in it, quantum network bridge. Let's go there for now. Let's get rid of some stuff I don't need to be carrying with me, just in case things do go wrong. That can all go in there for now. So what have I got here? This bag, I'm going to show you how you upgrade these bags in a bit as well. That's part of what I want to do for the episode. You can go there. I'll leave that there for now and get my sword back. Right, we are good to go into the deep dark. And in fact, no, we're not. Let's get the power going on here. This is going to take this power so fast, though. Power receive. That's the wrong one. I want to do the one. I don't want my wrench. Oh, everything's going wrong again. One of them episodes where whatever I do backwards. So power send, yeah, and items receive, yes. So that unfortunately is going to use loads of power. Well, let's jump into here, and what we're going to get is we're going to get a little room that is got torches in it, and our portal back. Take a little while to generate. There we go, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to pick north. I'm going to go down. I believe night vision works here now properly. Should I? I should. I should get a night vision. Nah, screw it. It makes it easier, but don't matter. I'll go straight down, and eventually we're going to fall into a big void. Eventually, I've hit cobble. There we go. There's our big void. So I'm going to come straight down and put a torch down here. Now what I normally like to do is... Ouch. Skeleton. What I normally like to do is use one of these little towers to have a little base of operations in. Make a little safe spot. So I should probably do that. What's a skeleton? That's a skeleton, isn't it? The guy with a bow, I think it was a fallen knight. In fact, I won't do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build a little platform up here. So I'll meet you in a bit. Oh, darkness is getting me. Let's go into the light for a second. Head back up. Find my way back up. Oh man, this could be very dangerous. Get a torch on there quick. So that's the darkness attacking me there. The Hakuna Matata, as I've been known to call it. That's my way up in it, yeah. So I need to build a little platform here, and then I'll put a little platform there where I can have my setup, and I'll make sure it's lit so mobs can't get onto it. And then we can set up a quarry in here. Got my quarry set up then. Dangerous place. What do I want to do here? F9. So I've got a little 1, 2 by 2, so 4 chunk quarry on the go. You can see the first little bits of dirt are just down there. As you can see, plenty of stuff in here. I want to be a bit stronger to be here because Jesus, wither cats and Enderzo makes it really fun in here. Wither cats have jumped me a couple of times. I probably should have that hyper energetic nightor just so I can have things lit better. But there we go. We've got our first quarry going. As you can see, it's working its way along there. Now we can go see how much power that's using. And next up, then we can leave that as it is for the time being. A couple of things I want to do next. Then, there's one, I want to show you how I've upgraded these satchels. Then I'm going to show you what I put in, what I've actually used them for. And then we're going to make some teleporter stuff, and then we're going to make a draconian bow, I think. So I've put my redstone control in there, set it to a minute, and I've set it to trigger, so 60 seconds there. I've set it to trigger 50%, so the redstone comes on when it's below 50%, and I did have it set to 30 seconds, and that put it up to 66.8, so a minute should take me up to, so that's about 82 odd percent, and then it'll come back down again. So there, and I brought one of the energy cells across here, so that's filling up. I've got something I need to put in there in just a moment, so we're okay. We need to get plenty of Yellorium in though. Plenty. That's like down to 7, so I actually used 1 of what we had in there. So yeah, and if we look over here, this was using, oh Christ, it's using 4,000. That quarry loses loads of power. I don't know why it's using so much power. Is it because it's doing things transdimensionally? I didn't expect it to be using that much, to be honest. But yeah, that's certainly using a lot of power, and don't seem to be giving me much yet either. The only thing that's set to go into the bin is endstone, so nothing will go into the bin. What are you giving me? Why are you not receiving? Why are you stuck? You should be going into there. Oh, I know why, because I've not set that to push, damn it. Push. There we go. And now we're getting stuff in. And that is massively, taking that massively fast. Right, so I need to deal with this. I need to actually connect that up to that over there. To make some more of these, to connect that over there. I should do that in a bit. I think for now I'm just going to turn this off. So the quarry is not running at the minute once it drains out of power, which is going to be very quick indeed. And this is also going to drain out of power. So right, what have I done? Let me quickly show you the satchel thing, then it's out of the way. So I've got these satchels. I've renamed them in Anvil, Tools and Building. This is one that's not enchanted, and what you start off with these is you start off with some leather, some tin and a bit of wool. Make sure the base one, which if you're looking at it, is just 2 slots, 2 rows, yeah, and then it might even be 1 row. Then I've upgraded it twice. I think it's 1 row, yeah. I've upgraded it twice. First of all, a bit of invar, bit of tin, made it into a hardened, and then with some invar nuggets and some of the fused glass, I use the fused quartz from Ender.io, make it into a reinforced. So that makes it into a 3-slot bag. Still not great. That's still not just like a normal inventory, isn't it? So that's just like a normal bag from other mods. What we can do with it now is I enchanted one, level 30 enchant, using this enchanting table, which is what I made this for. Made an enchanting table, put it in there, give it a level 30 enchant. These pylons are from Britannia. These, quite simple to make, called mana pylons. Just some iron thrown into your mana pool and a diamond thrown into your mana pool gets you 1. And 2 of them, what they do, they're like bookcases. So 2 of them is enough to get you level 30 enchants. So you can see in there, I've got level 30 available. Even though there's no bookcases around this, it's just them 2 mana pylons. So that's what they're doing. They're making it so that this is a level 30 thing. That got me holding on there. So then I used the auto disenchanter, which I've got connected to power somewhere. Hold on with that. Oh, there it is. Also disenchanter there. Use that to pull the power off, pull the enchant off, which gave it into a book. and then I made a copy of it. So there we go. I've got a what's called a holding 4 book. There it is, holding 4. So now if I combine that with that, I think it's going to take about 6 levels maybe. 12 levels. I'm going to rename this first though, which is going to take 5 levels. So let me get 5 levels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I already had some levels, just weren't showing. Not bad. So rename it, I'm going to call this one B Stuff. B Stuff. And I could have maybe done them both at the same time actually, couldn't I? I should have done them both at the same time. I'm always failing. Always failing at something. Ooh, didn't mean to do that out of it. Waste a little bit of XP the way I've done it like this. But B Stuff, and then combine it with the holding 4. Need a new anvil. What we've got now, if you open this, look at this. 1, 2, so it was 3. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the holding 4 gives us an extra 4 rows. Makes it a nice, decent sized bag. So I'm using this for B Stuff. What I've got in there is a Farmium scoop, which I researched the day and I've made nice and simple. Just takes a little bit of order, a couple of Farmium ingots, sticks and wool, and I've given repair too, so that's a self-repairing scoop. And then I can fly around and get some bees ready for when we start the bees, which is going to be very soon indeed. I have had a little fly around, and I made 2 of these filing cabinets. Very straightforward, just iron and chests. And then the upgraded one is 3 of them with that magical wood round, which I should probably upgrade these once I get them up and going properly. But what these do is let you put the things with the same ID in together. So all my princesses are going in that one, and all my drones are going in that one. So as you can see, I've had a little run around. I've got some ones from the end. That's how it started. I thought I want to get some of them just in case the quarry breaks them. I didn't think it was going to, but I thought I'd best get a couple just in case the quarry makes a mess of them. I've only got 1 forest up to now. Now you see these pristine and ignoble ones die after a while. But with Gendustry, you can keep ignoble ones alive, so even ignoble ones are also worth keeping on your princesses. Infernal ones came from the quarrying in the nether. I've got a couple of meadows, a couple of modest from deserts, and then some of the magic ones, mystical, sorceress, and unusual magic ones. I've got water princess, and I have got tropical from a jungle. So I've got most of the vanilla ones. Vanilla ones are forest, modest, meadows, tropical, and the swamp one. That's the 6th one, I think. I haven't got into the swamp ones. Don't think I really need them. Then the extra bees ones that are added, the ones that you need really are water and rocky. Rocky are the ones that get you into all the metals and stuff. So I ain't got any rocky ones yet, but I know where there's a rocky hive, which I shall grab at some point. In fact, I think I've got it marked on my map. Hives. Rocky hive. There we go. Look. So I'll go grab a rocky hive. That's going to be my base one that I start doing a lot of stuff on once I get some of the Gendustry machines made. So that's that bit sorted, and we'll come back to that later. I'm just going to bin that withering dust. I don't really care for withering on weapons and stuff. That looks like my thing has gone off. Yeah, okay. Let me deal with this. And then we shall use some draconium to make a teleporting solution and an awesome bow. Time to get on with stuff then. I'm going to jump back into the Deep Dark in just a moment. I decided to make another dimensional transceiver, so I made a 3rd one, and I've split up the channels on the power. So I've got main base power, so this is sending to main base power, because when we eventually have this how I want it, it's going to be all inputting into the big draconic thing, and then outputting into one of them, and then it'll spread off from there to the different places where I want power to go to. So I've got that on 2 channels, as you can see. And then I've not got quarry power going at the minute. I actually want to set that to send, even though it's not receiving at the other end, I think. So I'll send that to send as well. And that shouldn't be going at the minute, I don't think. As you can see, this is going down pretty quick. But I don't think that's going to the other end. Before we head into there, so I've moved this across here. This is, again, everything's temporary. Everything is still temporary. I'll move this across here so it's a little bit less temporary, but still temporary. I've added one thing onto what was over there. I have got on a storage bus, which is going to have my ingots set, my ores that I want to process to go straight into the draconic chest. Then we'll have an export bus on the back of that to bring the processed ingots into the network. I've only got a couple of ingots at the minute. I've had a bit of aluminium in there, as you can see, so I've set that to go. Before we go, I want to make something really quick. I want to make a swap that to that and that to that. Magnum torch. I'm going to put a magnum torch in the deep dark. There. Chandeliers are a diamond, some gold, and some torches. So 5 chandeliers, a couple of logs, any kind of log, and we've got a potion of regen and a potion of instant health. It's going to be pretty slow because I've only got one of them going. So while we're waiting for that, so I'm going to do a little bit of Thaumcraft. While I was doing that, I noticed something else that uses regen potion in its recipe. So I thought I'd make it. I'm going to jump downstairs a minute. First thing we need here is what's called a primal charm. I've left that in there to show you. That's all the shards plus a balance shard, a couple of gold ingots is going to get us a primal charm. Wonderful. And then if I come back up, we're going to want a mundane ring. I think it's just 4 gold nuggets. Where's my network? That's what I made a void fluid pipe, by the way. That's how I got the water out of that portable tank, if you was wondering. And right, mundane ring, gold. I think it's just 4 gold nuggets. It is. There we go. Mundane ring. Excellent. So now we put this across here onto a pedestal. We've also got a night ore, enchanted fabric, a quill thing, and a piece of amber. I've got some potentia, some tutorman, and some precantatio. So if I put the ring in the middle, what we're going to get is a runic ring from doing this. Once we've got the runic ring, we can upgrade it again to a ring of revitalizing. So this is a little bit different to what we've got in Artifice here. I do want to make, that's not Artifice, I do want to make at some point, like that. So what I'm making here, runic shielding, I'm making a basic runic ring here, so this one, and I do want to get the belt at some point as well. That's got a runic shield at 10, very useful when you've got no regen on, is this. So that's got a runic shield of 5, but what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to upgrade that to this one, which brings it down to runic shield of 4, but it gives you a little burst of regen when your shield gets breached. So that's 4 shards, a balance shard, and a potion of regen, and that needs Sano in there as well. So what we've got in here is the 4 shards, a balance shard. Oh, that's an order shard. Got the wrong one, haven't I? I need to get a balance shard from downstairs. And a potion of regen. Let's jump down there, grab that. This is a bit awkward, having to come down here for my found stuff. There we go, that instead. Oops. So yeah, up we go again, and back over to the arcane infusion area. So what I've got here is slightly different. So there's my runic ring of shielding. Cool. We'll leave that in the middle. We're going to put these 4 water shards on the outside. So we'll balance them up, and then I want a balance shard, and these are a little bit off centre, but they're balanced across from each other, so I think it's okay like that. Then we need some Sano, and what I'm using for the Sano is, let's use that water jar for now because I've not got another spare jar. What I'm using is, if you get a milk bucket, so if milk a cow, put it into your crafting grid, you can get 4 fresh milk, and a fresh milk's got 1 Sano each. You get your bucket back so you can just keep milking the cow. You can set up something really simple with autonomous activator, and the way I'd probably do this is using the auto crafting from extra utilities, using a world interaction upgrade like that, and you can get that to make yourself a barrel full of Sano, which is pretty nice because it's useful for quite a few things, this Sano. So that goes in there, that's getting us straight up Sano 30, 31, 32. Nice. I'll double check we've got everything we need for this in the book. What do we need? Aqua, Precantatio, Sano and Tutorman. Sano, Precantatio, Tutorman, and Aqua, not that. There we go. Yeah, give it a whack with a wand. I've noticed that when I change dimension, I need to unequip and re-equip my heart canisters for the regen to work. So will this actually work? Where's it gone? Yeah, look, so now this works because I have reset my hearts there. So back up to 5 we go. Thank you. I could make more of them because I've got plenty of yellow ones, and you can turn yellow ones back into red ones. So I should probably make the other 5 of them. So I've got a full set of 20, and then you need a lot of gold to make the actual yellow hearts. So I should be waiting a while till I do that. There we go. That's that. Is this done? Here's we've got a magnum torch. Don't want to use one of these in the overworld really. I prefer to actually light stuff. Because magnum torch is really cool. They're kind of a bit of a cop out, aren't they? But in the deep dark there, I think they work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one on that little platform I've got there to see if it stops mobs from knacking me while I am trying to just get on with stuff down there. I think that's probably a good thing. Come on, hurry up. The only problem I've got with this at the minute is there we go. 1 runic ring of revitalizing. The only problem I've got at the minute is I'm using both my ring slots. So eventually, mana, I'll have a mana mirror, and magnetization I'll be using the one from blood magic. That's my preferred one because it doesn't tie a ring slot up. But as you see there, I've got some runic shielding on my bar now as well. And yeah, when that runic shield gets breached, I'll get a little regen burst, which is very nice indeed. So what do I want to do now? We want to jump into the deep dark. I've got my magnum torch. We need to reset the thing, get that going. It's incredibly dangerous in here. I've got a little platform here and a little platform here, and if I place that there, that should stop stuff spawning in an area. Not going to get rid of the stuff that's already here, so I need to deal with this stuff first. See the regen I've got there? There we go. A 10-second regen because my shield got breached. Nice, eh? Oh man, look at all these knobheads. Let me clear all these up and I'll get that quarry going again. So the mobs have stopped, which may mean that the magnum torch is working. Don't seem to have any mobs around me. I shall be looking at all these nodes at some point, flying around, marking down the good ones, stuff like that. I'm a little bit unsure about keeping the silk touch on this at the minute. I'm not really sure if it's worth me having it on. Quarry power, receive, excellent, and A in send. So we should start seeing bits going into there again now. Once this starts getting power, quarry power, receive yet, A in yet, and redstone always active, and we are pulling. Don't think that has to have that at all, to be honest. Don't think it needs that. Let's leave that as none. And that, I believe, should work. Scanning blocks, so something's happening. It's just not showing there, so it must be clearing it as soon as it's showing it. So we've got that. Yeah, this is making it use more power. I'm not 100% sure if I really need this. I need it more for the Draconic stuff, which we're not going to get as much of in here. So I'm not sure if I'm wasting a bit of power with that. But never mind. Right, we have to get to here without having to fly up this all the time. So I'm going to start now on working on Draconic evolution stuff. Now I've got plenty of ores to work on. So jump back to the base. And we're going to make our first thing, which is going to be a teleporty thing. That's really awesome. Now, there's 2 ways of doing it. Each one needs a nether star, so they're a little bit pricey. So I'm going to start off. Let's turn this back on. There we go. And let's put that. I'm actually out of iron at the minute, which is ridiculous. So we should be seeing ores coming into here. There we go. Copper. Apatite can go in the bin. Iron. Lead. So I'll sort these out in a bit. So apatite, I don't care for apatite. That's just going to block my system up. So apatite can go in there. I've got like andesite, salt ore, diorite, ruby ore, and limestone going straight into the bin up to now. So when these come into the system, like that, they'll go straight, bypassed straight into the storage cell, storage bus. So they'll go straight into the bin. So they won't end up in here. And now on this storage bus, we're going to want copper, tin, iron, gold, silver, lead. That'll be gold, silver, ferrous, and some more stuff goes in there. So if we pull this bits of out, yeah, oh, they want to go in there as well. Dense ones. There's some silver. I'll sort this out off camera though once I've done what I want to do here. So first thing we need is one of these. It's called a charm of dislocation. Now you can use these on their own, They get 10 uses. I'll have 2 of them. You get 10 uses and it wears out, so you can use it to teleport back to your base 10 times and it'll wear out. So there's that. But what we're going to do is we'll upgrade it to these things. So these both need a Wyvern core, and the Wyvern core needs 4 Draconic cores. Pricey stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And then Nether Stars and more Draconium ingots gets us 2 of the Wyvern cores. And then the Charm Dislocations, some Ender Pearls, and what do you call it there? It gets us 1 of them and then 2 of them. 2 ways you can use these. The first way is you can charge it with Ender Pearls. If you right click it, you can open up this awesome GUI. This can have loads of different places stored in it. So basically you can go add, and you can, what's the add? Add new, there we go. Not sure what that's about, bit of a graphic issue there. But add new, and I could say base and enter, and I can add a second one. Let's say add new second. So there you see, and you can lock them so they don't get written over when you're adding new ones. You can rename it, you can set it where you stood, or you can move it there. Add fuel, see there, out of Ender Pearls, so I need Ender Pearls in this. But once you've got it set up, you can just shift right click, see at the bottom left there, second base, you can shift right click which one you want to teleport to, and it'll just teleport you to it, out of fuel. Let's get a couple of Ender Pearls in just to demonstrate it. I'll have 2 because I'm not going to use it like this. I'm going to use it in a different way. So open it again, shift right click to open, add fuel, fuel 1, fuel 2, there we go. So I've got 2 fuels, and now if I go to base, there we go, teleport me to base with a cool noise, and if I go to second, bam, teleport me to second with a cool noise, and it's used my fuel up. So that's one way of doing it. I'm actually going to remove these in a minute. The other way of doing it is you can put these onto a pedestal. And where's the pedestal? There it is. For that I need some pressure plates. I have 2 of these pedestals. One, this works cross-dimensionally as well, which is really cool. So my long-term plan is to have these inside each of the spatial cells that I make for my processing areas. That's the way I'm going to try and see if I can make this work. So I'm going to have one of them there. You can have them kind of facing you and stuff. But what we need to do now is need to go and set one of these here. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to set it. So add new, and I'm going to put tree. There we go. And now I'm going to jump into the deep dark. So it's pretty pricey. Using the way I'm doing it, instead of just using an ender pearl to get me about, I'm actually using a nether stand, the crafting of each of these, which is probably the wrong way of doing it, for being honest. But I just wanted to kind of show you it. So I can go like that, and the one that's called tree, I'm going to click onto there, and the other one that's in my hand, I'm going to shift click, and I'm going to add new here, and I'm going to call it deep dark. So now, with this one, all I've got to do is click on the pedestal, right click it, and it's going to take me back to the tree. And because it's on a pedestal, it doesn't use fuel. So I actually don't want that there. So, we don't want this. I'll have it there for now. So there we go. Now, I can just go like that, and I can have one of these for any place I want to go to. If I ever want to come back, then I can just go and get myself to where I want to be, whenever I want to go. What was that? So that's the first thing I want to make from Draconic Evolution. I really like that. It's like I say, expensive to actually craft, but once you've got it, once you've got them, and we are going to have automated wither spawning because everything needs a wyvern cause. The next thing I want to make, I think I'm going to have to go and kill another wither for. Ooh, I actually need some awakened draconium. That's something different completely. Oh man, we're going to probably not going to get to this. I don't know. Well, we have to do a Ritual of Awakening. I suppose we could start with that. What I need here is some Draconian blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe. And what I need to do with these is going to use loads of power. Is I need to put them in there. That does not look like it's working. I don't know. Oh, it is. So that is going to take 10 million RF. And I shall come back when that's charged up. I was wrong with 10 million, it's 100 million RF that's going to take to charge up. I'm going to need 4 of them, so I'm not capable of doing this yet. And the video is over 42 minutes long, so I'm going to wrap up there. And unfortunately, I am going to struggle. Bit of a mistake putting that in there, to be honest. What that's going to do is it's going to turn into one of these, a charged Draconian block. What we're going to do with it is we are going to do the Awakening Ritual. That's Awakened Core. Ritual of Draconic Resurrection, is that it? No. Jesus. Oh, I can summon the dragon back. Didn't even know about that one. Awakened Draconian Block. Awakened Core. It's in there, isn't it? No. Awakened Draconian Block. Blah, 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 blah. See Dragon Heart page. Dragon Heart. Dragon Heart. I am failing at seeing what I need to see. Draconian Dust. Dragon Heart. There it is. Christ. So, there we go. Drop a Dragon Heart on the ground. So we've got a Dragon Heart when we kill the dragon. 4 to 16 Draconic Cores. So I need to make a lot of them cores. I want 16. And then now quickly place 1 to 4, depending on how many you drop, cores you dropped. Charge Draconian blocks near the heart. It says place. I have to test it in single player. Make sure it's actually place and not drop. So that's what I need, them charged Draconian blocks for. 4 of them. I need 16 cores to go with that. And what that, I believe, does, it turns it into Awakened Draconium. This stuff, which is what we need to make all the good stuff. So that is what we should be getting on with pretty soon. Let's quick look at the book. Not the book, the clipboard, before we go. So I didn't get the sword made. So farm still needs to be done. Laser drill I'm not going to do. I decided against that. I was going to do the laser drill, but then I thought I've done the laser drill in my recent series. I'm going to go straight for the bees to get the uranium bees. So I'm skipping laser drills, so I'm not going to do that. And then farms need to get them automated. I've done the satchel enchant. I'm going to do a remote order logistics pipes and A2 integration so I can order things from wherever I am. Draconic teleporter we've done. Draconic RF block, I've got one of them charging. What I want to do is start working on getting Ludicrate for our turbines at some point, and RF tools regen, and then the Draconic bow we're working on, aren't we? Draconic bow, cool. So that's what we'll be heading on until in the next episodes. Right, we'll leave it there. Thank you as always for watching. That's not changed yet. I've made a terrible mistake. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope I see you next time. Cheers. Bye.